Good morning. It's Wednesday, so it's time for Wednesday Wisdom. It's time for another dose of 15 invaluable laws of growth. And today we're going to be talking about the law of pain. So, what does the law of pain say? The law of pain states good management of bad experiences leads to great growth. Good management of bad experiences leads to great growth. And in this chapter, there's a quote by John McDonnell, which basically states every problem introduces a person to himself. Now, there is so much weight in that. So, the law of pain, what is this even about? Now, we all experience pain at different points in our lives. You might be going through a painful situation even right now, but what is our attitude when we go through painful moments? How do we rise above those moments? How do we come out of those moments feeling stronger? Now, our attitude, our mindset, our perception makes a whole lot of difference, because guess what? In life, you will always go through the ups and downs. There will always be the good times and the bad times, but it's about your mindset and your attitude. What do you choose to see in that moment, in that situation? I'm going to share an experience, a painful experience that I went through a few years ago. In 2007, on 14th of February, I got news that my brother had passed away. He was 25 at the time. I was 21 back then. And in that moment when I got the news, I literally burst out into tears. I literally just burst out into tears because it had been a couple of weeks since I had seen my brother. He was so full of life, so it came as such a shock. He passed away in a car accident. So as you can imagine, for my family, it was a shock. It was a painful moment. It was a painful moment. But during that moment, during that time of him passing away, and even when I look back now on it and I reflect on it, I'm trying to see the lessons in that moment, because growth happens in painful experiences if we allow the growth to happen. Now, you can go through a painful experience, a negative experience, and it can hit you in so many different ways. And you can either choose to let it get you down, or you can choose to learn from it and grow from it. Now, in the book, John Maxwell gives an example, a story of the wife of one of the pilots that died during 9/11. It was literally, she was the wife of the pilot who was flying the first plane that crashed into the World Trade Center. And just listening to her story, I was just like, wow. Now, going back to when my brother passed away, that was a very trying time for my family. But I remember one thing that it taught me is that to hold on to my faith is what it taught me. Aside from that, it also taught me the value of friendship, the value of the people around you. Because when in that moment when my brother passed away, when we got the news, our friends and family literally came around us, and they were there to support us. They were there to look after us. When you go through the worst moments in your life, you don't want to go through them on your own. You want to have support around you. You want to have a good support framework. But that support doesn't just happen. So build the right friendships as you go along in life. So that was one of the lessons it taught me. Aside from that, it also taught me to appreciate people while you have the time, while you have the chance. Appreciate people while they're here. Because I remember at my brother's funeral, so many people came up to give testimonies about his life and say all these wonderful things and how he had impacted them. But it left me thinking, did he know the impact he made? Did he know how many lives he had impacted in his 25 years here on earth? Did he know the difference he had made to people? So instead of waiting till someone is dead or till they're on their deathbed, learn to appreciate people as you go along. That was another growth lesson for me, and it still is to this day. It's something I try to be intentional about. It's something I try to apply to my life. So whatever painful situation that you are going through, don't let the pain rob you of life. Don't let the pain of the circumstance stop you from doing life and living life and being happy. Because yes, it might be a sad moment, but life has to go on. Life does not end. Life is going on. And with the law of pain, it's we understand the reality that pain will always happen. Painful experiences will happen in life. We don't deny that. But in those painful moments, in those painful experiences, how can you grow? What can you learn from them? Because that's an opportunity for you to learn. Whether you see it that way or you don't see it that way, it's an opportunity for you to grow. Just as I was saying about the wife to one of the pilots who died in 9/11, she saw that as an opportunity to grow, and she has grown. Like, her testimony is exceptional. It's like, wow, to see that she went through such pain, but now she's found herself, and she's living her life, and she's doing life, and she's impacting others. So I want to encourage you. Whatever situation you are going through, however painful it is, I want you to take a moment. Yes, don't be naive to the pain. Embrace the pain. If you have to cry, cry. If you have to, to rant, to shout, to scream, do what you need to do. But start to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Start to see the glimmer of hope at the end of the painful situation, and look at what you can learn, what the situation is teaching you about you, because these painful moments expose us to a version of ourselves. They expose us to emotions that either we knew were there or even not there. They expose us to various different things. So look at the opportunity, the things that you're going through, and see what you can learn from them, because that's what the law of pain is about. Every opportunity you experience, whether it's negative or positive, there's an opportunity for you to grow. Every experience presents that. So learn from the law of pain. Reflect on the situations that you are going through, because I want to remind you that your situation does not define you. Your pain does not define you. If you failed in the past, I failed in the past. I was in a school sometime last week, and I was sharing with them, because we were talking about exams and what they need to do to prepare for exams. And I remember sharing with them an experience I had years ago when I failed exams. I didn't do as well as I wanted to have done, or as well as was expected of me, but I had to learn from that moment. The failing had happened, yes, but I knew that I wasn't a failure. So your experiences do not define you. Your circumstance does not define you. Don't use it as a label for the rest of your life. So I can't go on the rest of my life saying I'm a failure, because that was just one experience in my whole life. So I look back on that experience and I learn from it. I see what I can gain from it. Instead of using it to hold me back, I use it as a stepping stone. I use it as an opportunity for me to do better. The law of pain. Yes, you will go through painful situations. You will go through painful circumstances. We are not denying that. But in those painful circumstances, what are you learning? What can you take away? What are you learning? What can you take away? Join me again next week as we explore another law from the 15 invaluable laws of growth. Have an amazing day.